Some media isn't as lucky as others. Some become lost to the void. One example of this is the lost audio from Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, a deleted head-melting scene from Curse of Frankenstein, and possibly an alternate ending to Ghost of Frankenstein. In Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, there's a part where Lon Chaney's Larry Talbot, the Wolfman, where he finds the Frankenstein monster frozen, even though last time we saw him, he was set on fire and a house fell on him. Okay, there is possibly an explanation for this. There's a clip from the Steve Allen Show, 1959, that shows the Frankenstein monster escaping the building while still on fire and then ending up frozen. I have no idea where this is from. Likely this is either a undocumented alternate ending to Ghost of Frankenstein, or what I've heard more often, that this is just publicity photos and film meant for trailers, never intended to actually be put into the film. And then someone screwed up and saw those clips and thought, hey, maybe that's where he is. Especially given that there seems to be no script that actually has the monster escape the fire. Either way, the monster is played by Bela Lugosi. Originally meant for the monster, finally returns to the role. And hey, that means continuity, because remember from Ghost, he has Igor's brain in him. Well, actually, there's another note on that. They actually did remember that Igor's brain's meant to be in the monster, and his voice is meant to be that of Igor. And they would have explained that he's still blind, which is why he walks around with his arms outstretched in this film. Which ironically becomes the main stereotype of Frankenstein, so how's about that? Bela Lugosi is the stereotypical Dracula and Frankenstein monster. But apparently people at the time did forget this voice, because this was before DVD and streaming, and they thought it was hilarious because they were racist. So they cut the dialogue from the monster. But originally the idea was Igor is the monster, and he wants to live, but Larry wants to die, so they work together to find Frankenstein's book, which apparently has the secrets of life and death in it. If you want to find out more about Ghost and Frankenstein and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, you can just check out my reviews. Self-promotion. How we know so much about this is the script does exist still. And it would have explained, yes, that Igor from Ghost of Frankenstein is the monster. Surprisingly, only some audio was added in to explain stuff that the monster would have explained.
Dr. Frankenstein must have kept records. A diary. You know where it is. Show me.
And only one pickup shot of Larry explaining that the dam near the castle is powering it.
That's the water. The water rushing down to turn the turbines. That'll make the machines work.
What footage still exists, there are some parts in the film where you can clearly see the monster's mouth move still, like he's talking. And speaking of lost Frankenstein media, the Hammer film Curse of Frankenstein has a part where Frankenstein is making the monster, but there's a part where a crow is pecking at the monster's head. And because it eats like parts of it, the good dog decides to cut the head off and then puts it in acid. We only see the doctor's face as we hear like bubbling sounds implying it's melting away. Originally, we were supposed to actually see the head dissolve in acid, but the scene was cut because it was too brutal. There are some behind-the-scene photos, and the effects guy did say we were supposed to see this. So this media is nearly completely lost. Hopefully one day all this media will be rediscovered. But until then, continue searching the void for what has been lost.